Welcome to another episode of eThekwini Matters with me, Simpiwe Lamini. Today we're hosting the Durban Film Office, which was established in 2003. This office falls under the Economic Development Unit, and it is responsible for the promotion and development of the film and television industry in the city of Durban. In our episode today, we are celebrating July as a film month in Durban, and this July the city will be transformed into a vibrant hub of cinematic activities with a range of film festival events scheduled throughout the month. Today in studio we are joined by the senior manager of the Durban Film Office, Ms. Sharon Gumede. Sharon, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Simpiwe.
Briefly, for someone who doesn't know anything about the Durban Film Office, can you please tell us more about your department?
Sure. So the Durban Film Office is an entity of eThekwini Municipality, a department under economic development. Our responsibility is to facilitate film permits for anyone wanting to come and film in the city. We do skills training and development. We do grant funding for emerging filmmakers. And we also grant filmmakers a fund to travel to other film festivals outside of Durban as well. And just the general development of film and TV within our city.
I see. I think you guys are doing a lot, but you've decided to theme the month of July as the film month. What inspired this?
All right, sure. So July, it's only fair that we coin it as a film month, mainly because of the many activities that are film related that take place during this month. The first one that comes to mind right now that we are promoting is the Durban International Film Festival. It takes place from the 18th to the 28th of July. It's a 10-day screening program. It is housed at the Center for Creative Arts, a creative department under UKZN. It also has an industry program called Isipetu. This one is for emerging filmmakers. This one takes place from the 21st to the 26th of July. It has workshops such as, isiZulu script writing. There's a lot of demand for isiZulu script writers, and so they will be training. There's going to be a training taking place during Isipetu program for script writers to write in isiZulu. We're going to be talking about copywriting as well, copywriting your creative works. A lot of instances where people have stolen ideas, they've stolen other people's works and sold them to broadcasters as their own. We're going to be teaching people how to copyright your own work so that it is protected, and how you also make money from it as well. So that is Isipetu program, amongst other things. They're going to be talking about funding as well from other institutions. Your NFVFs will be present during this program as well. And then, of course, the Durban Film Office funds an annual program called the Durban Film Mart. The Durban Film Mart is going to be taking place at Elangeni Hotel on the first floor from the 19th till the 22nd of July. This is a co-production film market that allows projects to pitch directly to financiers, international financiers that have been brought to Durban to allow an opportunity for a project to pitch directly for funding for their projects as well. Co-production is also encouraged during this market, co-production being South Africa working with Nigeria. Of course, when two countries are in one project, it makes it more marketable amongst these two countries and probably even more countries as well. So that is the Durban Film Mart. So we have the Simon Mabunu Sabela Film and Television Awards. These are hosted by KwaZulu-Natal Film, has now merged, and they are now called KwaZulu-Natal Tourism and Film Authority. These take place on the 20th of July at the Playhouse. The reason behind these awards is so that they can celebrate the talent that comes from KwaZulu-Natal and award them, recognize them as people that are really making a difference in the film and TV industry. So yeah, those take place here in Durban as well.
Yeah. Besides being recognized, how do these awards contribute to the local industry?
Well, they are especially for a category such as Best Newcomer. We've seen somebody who's won a Best Newcomer go on to reach national stages, join national TV programs and whatnot. So they are a bit of a nice recognition in the industry as well. They help get your name out there. They also show that you are appreciated in your own city. Before you can be winning international awards. We've had a lot of people that have been recognized internationally, but it's very important that you get recognized in your own city first. So that's what the SAAs are about.
Yeah. But obviously, before you even get recognized at the Someone Mabunu Awards, you need to start somewhere.
Yes.
What advice will you give aspiring filmmakers and actors who are looking to make most of this month of July, or what is it?
Film month.
Film month, yeah.
I would advise them to really get involved. If you're interested in the film and TV industry, you can't do it from behind your laptop or your computer at home. You need to visit film festivals, local, international. You need to meet people, network. I mean, the structure of a typical film market, it would be workshops during the day. It would be seminars. It would be a panel discussion on industry-related topics. And then in the evening, it would be a networking session with producers, directors. For an actor to be moving around those circles, it's very key for them to start making those connections as well. Every project that you see on TV in 2024 was in planning in 2017, 2018, 2019. So if you were at a film festival or a film market in 2018, chances are we'll only see whatever it is you discussed in that program in 2024. So if you're sitting at home thinking it's going to happen for you, you need to register, attend film festivals, Cape Town, Johannesburg, Durban, whatever it is, just be involved.
But in most cases, you know, these aspiring filmmakers and actors, they will complain about the fact that they don't get funding from government to do their projects. How does the Durban Film Office assist in terms of them getting funding now?
Sure. No, it is a struggle, Simpio. I'm not going to lie to you. Government funding is shrinking quite sizably. We went through COVID. We had to reprioritize funding. You know, you have people that complain, how are you making films? How are you funding films when people don't have homes? Those are typical inquiries we get on social media. But one thing that communities need to understand, that it's our sisters, it's our children that are in the film industry, it's our brothers, it's our husbands that are film directors and actors and whatnot. So there's a whole value chain of filmmaking in this industry as well. So we have to support those industries as well, and we can't just, you know, always think about other departments. Every department has its own mandate, and ours is to finance people that are in the film and TV industry. So the Film Office has a funding called Development Grant. That's worth about 250,000 Rand. This is to develop, if you have a story that you're working on, it's to develop it. You do a research and really give it, you know, meat, so to speak. So that would be a development grant that we give out. We also have a micro budget fund that is worth 350,000 Rand. So a micro budget is what we used to call a no budget film.
Okay.
But because broadcasters are requiring more aesthetically, you know, improved films in their mediums, there's a need to hire more expensive technology. equipment, the use of locations. We're trying to sell Durban as a location, and so we fund an emerging filmmaker 350,000 rand to shoot their film. And then, of course, we've got another grant funding that we give to anybody that wants to attend a film festival anywhere around the world.
Okay.
Whether if you've been invited to come and pitch or to screen a project, or if you'd like to go and just network and raise money for your film as well. We have 30,000 rand that's available for anybody that wants to go anywhere in the world, whether it's China, whether it's a market in Berlin, in the US, in Nigeria, anywhere you want to go. You just need to really go through our checklist to make sure that you've submitted all your right documents. But yeah, we do support quite a bit.
Are you able like to give us examples of the successful project that you've funded as a Durban Film Office that we might send either a small screen or films and stuff?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Caught me off guard.
I'm pulling a Gates in McKinsey on you.
Okay, so simply we've seen the success of Durban Motion Pictures. Durban Motion Pictures is a production company owned by a black female called Uboni Sitebe. She started off with us as the Durban Film Office when the office started in the early 2000s. And we've seen her projects making it to the likes of Mzansi Magic. I think one that really comes to mind right now and that really was successful in the Africa Magic bouquet was Unotando. There was Notando 1, Notando 2, and it grew from there. She shot quite a several films, and they've made it to bigger stages. I remember last year she even presented one of her projects that was shot in Kwanyuswa, and she presented it in Cannes, in France. The French really loved her film, and so those are the few that I can think of.
Now let's go back. Let's go back to the plans now, the future plans of the Durban Film Office. In continuing to support the industry in Durban.
Yeah. So we are currently we've commissioned a feasibility study. We see that there's a need for Durban to have film studios and a post-production facility. So what happens in the film industry is that, for an example, if you had a project and you were given, let's say, R1 million for you to shoot and complete that project, but you wanted to shoot it in Durban, you would then come and spend about 3 million of that in pre-production, setting up your budgets, hiring your staff, and then you would have to pay location fees. You'd spend another 1 million rand as well, just on location, booking flights, accommodation for your artists, your crew. But the remainder of that money, you would now need to pack up shop and go to Joburg or Cape Town to do post-production and special effects and completing the film. So the biggest chunk, the 6 million, goes to another province. And therefore, we have decided that it is time that Durban has its own post-production facility so that that money can come to Durban.
Yeah.
Yes.
So how far are you with that project? I mean, there've been talks of a film studio. We know there's a site by Suncoast Casino. How far are you with that project?
So the feasibility study is just for the municipality to really assist us in setting up for an emerging filmmaker. The film city that is being constructed, that is still in plans. It's taking quite a sizable amount of space from Suncoast, the Natal Command site, all the way to Blue Lagoon. It is in progress to start. We're just not 100% sure of when the date is. But yeah, we will be seeing a film studio in Durban in the next probably 1 to 2 years.
So would you then say that will really assist the industry?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You know, the reason why other cities are getting work in their city is because of film studios. A typical film production would want to be based at a film studio, but be able to drive within a day and back to a location and back within a day. And so when we have a film studio, that means a lot of productions, international productions, are going to be able to come and base themselves in Durban to shoot for 6 months, for a year, or whatever it is. But the film studios, they really attract a lot of work. So it is key that we really support that this starts getting made.
Yeah, I'm a filmmaker. I'm an actor. I'm watching this episode for the first time. I get to discover about the Durban Film Office. How do I get hold of you?
Sure. So we are based at Rainey's house, 41 Margaret Mngadi. We are on the 11th floor. Can come pay us a visit. You don't need to make an appointment. We are open from 8 to about 4. Walk-ins. We're an open plan office. You can come in any time. You can find us on our social media as well. Durban Film Office. That's on Instagram. That's on Facebook. That's on Twitter. Yeah, and you can call us on 031 311 4243.
Sharon, thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure.
We're looking forward to the Durban Film Mart and Durban Film Festival.
Thank you so
Am
much.
I getting my invite?
Yes, definitely. You've got your invite.
Well, that's all we had for you this week. Do join us next week for another exciting episode of eThekwini Matters. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.